assembly required, but listeners' discretion is advised. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe or follow. Now, let's not keep you waiting. It's time to welcome your hosts of TNT Podcast, Tara and Tina.
Hey, everybody. Whoops.
Hi.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to TNT Podcast with your host, beautiful Tina, and myself, Tara. You can follow us on Instagram at TNT Podcast Show or on Twitter at T_N_T Podcast. So tonight we've got a great show. It's episode 10, Tina. Like, we've made it to episode 10,
right?
Which is super cool. It's been quite the learning curve, but a lot of fun. So tonight we've got two cool cats that I've been following, I guess, for maybe the last 4 or 5 years since I've been into the drag racing. They've got oodles of knowledge, super nice guys. Again, two people I've never met that I absolutely respect and love, like everybody, and hoping someday I get to meet them in person. So I think we'll just go ahead and introduce them. We're going to bring in Sumit Goyal. Welcome. Oh, I think You're just on mute there.
Yes, I did.
There. Hey, Sumit. And we've got Jerome. Now, Jerome Hellcat Stone is with us from Texas, right?
How's everybody tonight?
Good, Jerome.
And Sumit is Atlanta, Georgia. Is that
That's
correct?
right.
Okay, awesome. Now, you guys do something kind of cool. You take care of what we see as these lists that are part of the Hellcat SRT world. And the lists have been growing over the years. But something that's really unique is Jerome's been working on this list for 7 years.
Right.
And there's more than one list. So these lists, and I'll bring them up for our viewers to see shortly.
Patrick kind of started it, and then me and Summit took off with it.
So Patrick Rawl is another member of the Dodge community, good friend. He's going to join us on another show, but he could have been here with us tonight. But so, these lists consist of the fastest, obviously, in each category, from the TRX to the Durango to the Trackhawk. But I think what we'll do is just have people maybe get to know you guys a little bit better. If Jerome, you want to maybe start off, like how you even got into this. Like, you've been doing this for a really long time. You've got a lot of time invested in this list.
I just really like the cars. I've had a 15, a 16, and now a 21 Superstock. So I started off with a 6-speed manual.
Nice.
And 2 burnt up clutches in 3 months was more than I could handle. So Plum Crazy Purple was announced for 16, and I ordered. So trade in, lots of money. And here we go with the, I think the 8-speed is what really made it even funner. The challenge to launch a 4,500 car, how much, sense do I have? But I really liked it. It was a challenge. And I don't know. I think it's we're all enthusiasts. And how far can we take it? I like a challenge. So that's where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so much. It's really funny. I have a lot of acquaintances, but it's truly the cars that bring us all together, I think. And,
definitely.
That passion, we can all share, common goals. And I like to meet like-minded people. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them around. So
And I've often said if you could surround yourself with just car enthusiasts, or drag racers, life would be a little bit better. Just
right.
and if you don't know any, I've often said get one. That's get a friend. Because it's the people are amazing. Yeah, so totally agree with you there.
Yeah. Summit, it's your turn. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah,
buddy.
let's
Oh,
hear
boy.
from you, Summit. How did you get into all this? And
I didn't get into. I was forced into it.
well, you've got to be the first one then.
No, I have never raced in my life actually before the Hellcat, and never even owned any kind of like a performance car. So I guess in 2015, I just saw a Dodge ad, 707 yellow Pennzoil ad. We were sitting in the living room with my wife, and hey, I want a two-door car. So we agreed on SRT 392. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We made a deal with the dealer. He started asking little ADM. I ain't paying ADM on the SRT 392. And they were asking around like a 55K at the time.
Oh,
And Hellcats were around like a 60K. So we're like, I ain't buying a SRT 392. So that's how I got the Hellcat. After I got a Hellcat, I know a local guy. He used to go to track. So he's like, hey, you want to come around? I'm like, nah. I like, it's just a weekend car to have fun with the family and all that stuff. One weekend, I'm like, okay, I'll come. So we went there. He's like, you want to drive it? I'm like, it's my car. Of course I'm going to drive it. He's like, you want to take it to the track? I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'll start doing a burnout. I did a burnout in reverse gear.
oh yeah.
Everyone does that first time.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. No, I get it. I get it. I totally
still
get
have
it.
the video with me.
Yeah. I was 2
So,
years learning a burnout in the manual.
I did a burnout, tried to go forward. It just went backward.
For real.
Hey, that's the very first time doing a drag racing. That's what happened. But I learned my lesson. I think I learned my first pass was 1150 on the street tires. Wasn't bad. So
Yeah.
So that's how my journey started actually with the racing. After that one, I used to talk to John Gady. A lot of people knows him.
Yes.
So
super guy.
Then Tom Drago. They used to be buddy before they became like known buddy. So so they both taught me a lot in the early days. Which tire to run, what PSI and all that kind of stuff. Right. I share that kind of information with people now. So that's how I learned from them. So that's how my journey started. And everyone knows me as a unicorn now. I don't know why. I think Robert Lamb gave me that name, if I remember it correctly, because we were looking for a license plate. And I was like, I want something to do with piss. He's like, how about unicorn piss? I'm like, okay, let me try if it's available or not. So thanks to Robert Lamb getting me the unicorn name actually.
So the car's name is actually Unicorn Piss? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, now I'm running ethanol too. So
something happened to Tara. She texted me.
She did not like getting unicorn piss, I guess.
She said, oh my God, I'm frozen. Uh-oh. What did you guys do? She'll be back on in a minute. Yeah. So how long ago was that you got your first Hellcat, Summit?
I got in 2015, end of 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been almost like 6+ years.
Wow.
I've been racing for 6+ years now, actually. Josh from the HHP tuned my car in 2016. So I jumped on pretty quickly, actually. And I never wrenched on car, actually, before. So
right. I think a lot of people got into racing because of the Hellcat. So that's one thing that the platform did for a lot of people.
Yeah. Man,
so
where's John Gaddy, Summit?
Man, he's building those cars, right?
I forgot. He was pretty... Tina, he probably helped us start the list stuff just as much as anyone.
Oh, really?
He ran 965, 140 before even Demon came out.
Well, and John Gaddy had the fastest stock Hellcat forever. I was chasing his run. And do you remember what that was back then, Summit?
Oh, yeah. 10 something, right? He ran, I forgot, 1020?
1061.
Oh, you're talking the stock one, okay?
Yeah, stock. Yeah,
yeah. He was on the. Yeah, I remember that one.
And Gaddy was the fastest stock Hellcat for a long time on a set of Mustang Tina, you probably remember back then we didn't have wheels that fit our cars,
Right.
so we took we made like old Mustang wheels
Yes,
fit.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what he made me buy those ones.
Yeah, 17s, and
Yes.
they were we were slicing our dampening wires and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I forgot about John Gaddy. He was he set the bar on the fastest stock Hellcat. Yeah.
Wow.
I just had a huge technical difficulty. I'm sorry. My laptop just completely went for the shit. So I'm on my phone, which I've never done before.
Hey, that's what
Well,
happened when
okay.
Jerome comes.
Yeah.
It completely froze. I'm just rebooting it to see, because from here, I want to make sure I show all the pictures and everything. So,
Oh, that's right.
yes.
Oh.
And from here, I haven't done this mobile. So it looks a little different, but I'm just going to reboot my computer. But that's what happened. So carry on.
Carry on. Well, we
I'm
can't
glad you
show
came back
anything.
on.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back in.
So here's Scott talking about the old days. They didn't even have tuning back in 2006, he said.
Hey, good thing Summit's got you covered.
All right.
Uh-oh.
What's this 1320 tunes thing?
Oh,
Who's
come on. Let's
1320
not.
tunes?
Oh, let's not
That's
start
Summit?
that. Come on, Jerome. Let's not start that thing over here.
Oh, Tara left us again. I don't know. She just doesn't like us tonight. That's
I was
okay.
actually gonna question Tara where she's at.
Oh, I
stock.
think
She's coming
There
back.
she
There we
is.
go.
Ta-da! Jesus Christ.
Tina brought up some good points. So in the beginning, Tara, John Gaddy was the man to beat stock, 1060 or 1061 at 130. But where are you at right now?
Me?
Yeah, because you're kind of trying to go that direction too, right? But you're not tuning or anything.
I don't for me, I'm really feel out of the loop that I'm not in the nines like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of on the fence. Like I would love to. I think for me, I guess pulley and a tune is the next step for me, right? I wanted to actually get the stock record.
Yeah. So what happened to that goal? You can still chase
You can
that,
still
right?
do that.
Yeah. I definitely want to get up to Naperville, this track that Jim Mopar talks about all the time in
Jeez,
Quebec.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, here he comes.
Hey, there he is.
Oh,
So I think if you want to shoot for the moon, that's the track that people are talking about to get to. So I'm going to try to get there definitely this season before it gets too hot.
Tara, what's your fastest pass?
10.6.
10.6. I couldn't remember, Jerome. I thought it was, but
Yeah.
what's the four digits? 10.6 what?
Oh, come on.
4. Yeah, I think it might have been a 10.64.
Why don't
Another number to remember.
You're so close. Why wouldn't you continue the pursuit? You're right there.
I've been chasing that 10.6 ever since. And that was the first season I had the Hellcat. My very first pass I ever did in that car, I hit 10.8. I was over the moon. And then later that season, I was able to get a 10.6. But I've been out since season or two in between, and I've been chasing it ever since.
Can I share something with you?
Absolutely.
It's going to blow your mind.
Uh-oh.
So my first 10.5 pass stock in the purple car, how many passes you think I had on the car before I got a 10.5? Just off the top of your head.
5, maybe?
You want to put
557.
Oh my God.
Wow.
5.
So the car has just gotten faster over time.
Well, this is what I mean when I say you've been doing these lists, and we'll get into that in a second, but you have seen these cars actually evolve. For 7 years, you've seen thousands, I guess is a fair number to say, of time slips, because you can go over that, but that's part of the deal for this list. You have to produce a time slip, has to be legit.
Right.
You've seen this for so long, and you've basically seen them evolve over time, and drivers, right, and people. So
Did you know we have Hellcats from 2015 on the road with over 300,000 miles, and people are still daily driving them?
That'll never be me.
I mean, these cars are awesome.
Yeah. They are.
I've only got 17,000 kilometers on mine, and I've had it for 3 years.
Now
What
she's
does
gonna
that
make me
equate
Google.
to?
Exactly. I'm getting ready to Google. She does this all the time.
Oh,
Hey,
right.
mileage.
Summit, do you know?
I'm getting there.
I don't know.
Like
Summit, you
111,000 or
should know this.
something. Close
No,
to
Yeah,
it's
you know,
not-
but it's got to be
No,
around
I
10.5.
Googled it. It's 10.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10.5.
Yeah. Is Chris in the background telling you this, Tara?
Yeah, no, actually,
Oh.
I've actually looked it up. I have. This is one
Okay.
of the ones we have looked up, and I'll start remembering them, so we're not always wondering what they mean.
You don't even have it broke in yet.
I know. I'm always worried something's going to happen to it. It rains. I don't even take it out in the rain. I'm one of those people that could buy a car like that, put it in a capsule, and tuck it away for 50 years. Absolutely, I could do it. You know,
You might have.
but there's
a
people
chance
like
if
me
you
that
never drove it.
there's people
What do you
like me
think I
that
got,
drive,
Jerome?
want to drive it all the time, or that aren't like me that want to drive it no matter what. Even in the winter, a friend of mine I know used to drive his Charger in the wintertime. I'm just the complete opposite. There's no way. And especially here, winters, like in the North Pole, it's not fun.
So, Jerome, what do you think? How many miles I got on my car?
Yeah, you've got
I
to
know
have
how
a
many
few.
miles you got. You got
Let's show this this car.
12,000 what?
962.
So how many do you really have, Summit?
13,000.
Oh, he's good.
I put 5,000 on my first year, actually.
Did you? Wow. That's the unicorn right there.
Yep. That was a bad day.
I'll have the Durango a year next month, and it has almost 5,000. I think 4,000's at the track, though.
Yeah, I believe it. Well, you haven't had
What
time.
did you showed some slips where there was like 5 or 6 in a hour period or something? So y'all are just hot lapping it, just kept going. I was like, geez.
I think that was Kentucky, and I think we had to. Yeah, that was one of those. It was very busy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things too, when you go into one of these events, if you enter more than one, you go into a bracket and then you go into another class. Sometimes, like I had full experience when I went to Virginia and watched everybody. Sometimes you're right up next. You gotta do a hot lap. Or for people that don't, may not know what a hot lap is. Maybe Jerome, you want to explain? It's kind of
some people can cheat because they got chillers, so they cool down by the time they get back to the start line. But it's essentially you never get to pit. You have to bypass pit and go straight to the staging lanes to start the next round. But Dan's usually pretty good about giving us something until the end of the night when the track is ready to go home and we overstayed our due. It gets pretty quick. But he's not going to burn our cars down per se. What I mean by that is once you start going to heavyweight 850, we really need a little bit of a cool down just so we don't ruin our.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's more expensive motors, superchargers, yada yada yada. So it's he works with us pretty good on that.
Yeah.
So Jerome, why do you call chiller a cheat sheet or something? Why is the chiller a scheme and a demon, right?
Well, so me and Tara on my old car and Tara's current car, she doesn't get the luxury of a SRT chiller, and
I don't have one either.
Yeah, see, and so the guys in 2019 or with a demon. Basically, they can just continue to make laps after lap after lap,
which is
where I could potentially cause problem because I can't cool the car down.
Right.
So you're just beating on it, reluctant, especially in South Texas, down here in the heat. You're really not doing yourself any justice in the summertime.
No,
you're
no,
really
they don't like the heat.
it. Yeah.
You know what I did yesterday, Jerome? I did a hot lap.
You can do a hot lap.
Wait. You did one hot lap in your life and bragging about it.
Just saying it on the Whipple. I did a hot lap. How much boost I'm making and all that stuff, I still did a hot lap.
I'm pretty sure somebody has a chiller though, right?
Yeah.
I made 6 passes in a row in my super stock because
I got 2016 car, right?
Ah.
Yeah, I put it in my car.
It is a beautiful car, Summit. So I'm going to show a couple pictures of it here.
How much did you slow down between the hot lap?
0.02.
So you're trying to tell Dan that he can make us go a hot lap now? Is what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know, nowadays you can do a hot lap.
It takes me like 5 minutes to put 25 pounds of ice in the car, man.
No, it doesn't take that long.
It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And I just have a little tank, so
I need
it's very stressful when you're trying to hurry up and put ice in that.
See, Tina gets it.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
I'm going to show a couple of passes of you guys each doing a pass, just so people can see. So I'll start with Jerome. Now, is that your record pass so far?
Yes, yeah. 995, and I got lucky as shit on the light, of course, 0.004 on a Pro Tree, but still it came with the record pass, so it's like icing on the cake.
It's in the record list now?
Did you see the guy next to me?
Yeah.
Man, you can see Eric Gonzalez. The Charger has got a new Whipple on it. Awesome build, awesome car. And it just so happens that we lined up together. But this thing, will rocket past me at the end. But we were testing our cars individual. But, of course, everyone, when you line up, thinks, oh, they're racing.
Right.
But anyways, he's a good guy, and that car's extremely fast. Of course, you can tell by the ET. But to his benefit, we were both individually tested. I was going for a personal best. He was too. So I'm sure it'll be a lot closer next time.
That's awesome.
But
I wasn't concentrating on his reaction time there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've been there. Is this the same night? Here, I want to show this one. Was that the same night?
Cool. Yeah, that's the same pass, a different angle.
Just on the other side.
Yeah.
That's
How'd
awesome.
you get that? I don't have that one.
That screen record feature.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
I see Eric's with us tonight, so I'm sure he's enjoying these multiple videos of him getting his feelings hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we should actually, Summit, we need to show one of you taking a pass, and then you can tell us where this is.
Oh, that was Ohio last year.
Somebody is excited there at the starting line. You see that with his arm up.
You know who's that? OG, Bill Gamble.
No!
Oh, Billy Bob?
For those listening, Bill Gamble is, we're going to go over the list. We'll get into that. He's on the list still, I think, for the fastest M6.
Yeah, Bill Gamble. He was lining me up over there. So
Yeah, Wild Bill actually was probably one of the first major modifiers.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still on the
manual.
well. There's a street list and an extreme list, and Bill is still from what 4 year or 5 years ago. He's still on there with the 866.
That's right.
But he was one of the him and Leon were probably the two first to really major modify, to
Yeah.
start that trail.
Right. Trailblazers.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So let's get into these lists. So the first one, and Jerome, you've put so much time and effort into these, like we said earlier, 7 years, a lot of stuff here. This is the national Hellcat record, right?
Okay. Yeah. So this will be the street what we call factory street. So these guys on this have AC and heat, glass, um, the
Like dark
OEM
tires.
Electronics, PCM, TCM. So basically, the extreme is opposite. If you got a Holly system or fiberglass or basically a full race car versus a street car is what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay. And everybody it's all separated out.
Yeah. So what we're looking at right now would be what we consider the street factory street, which is a 772 with the street rules is pretty nuts. But we had a list change actually today. Pretty exciting.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So Chris,
is he on this list?
Yeah, he's number 5 right there, but he moved up today. He jumped a spot.
Nice.
Yeah, just had a new build. They're pretty pumped over there, him and Tim Barth. But
I think I saw something today.
The cool thing about Chris is most of us set these records in cooler temps. And
yeah,
it was extremely hot and humid today, and he jumped a spot. So that's a big deal.
That's awesome. And I see Z is at the top there. I had the pleasure of meeting him a few weeks ago in Virginia. Incredible guy.
Hey, Jerome, can I add one thing in there?
Absolutely.
Just wanted to bring up the list thing. Everyone just think this list is built for stir up kind of things. No, when we came with this list with petrol and all the stuff, the whole goal was to show the community where everyone stacks. So they can see at other cars and, hey, exactly what's their regular setup. Of course, no one's going to give you their full, build or anything.
Right.
It's a drag racing, right? So the whole purpose of this list was to show everyone where do you stack, how do you perform against other cars, how you can do certain things to get faster, or how you can learn from others. Yeah. But somehow in the last few years, what's going on. I mean, people are just like, okay, but I just wanted to clear that up. The whole purpose of this list was to just show everyone where do you stack against others. Nothing more, nothing less. This is not a piece of match we started over here.
Right.
We want everyone to be happy to look at it and just say, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm in the top 10. I'm in the top 15. I'm in the top 20. Not everyone's going to running a 7-second car. Not everyone's want to run like a 10-second. So
that's right.
So just wanted to clear that up because,
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Sumit, for sure.
Those discussion gets heat up sometime on the social media. So just wanted to throw my input. That's the whole purpose was when Jerome thought about with Patrick Roll and us. But in the last few months, things went haywire. So I'm glad you guys brought us over here so I can clear that up.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, ultimately, there's the fun shit talking and the bad shit talking. And I know you guys run quite a few groups, and if anybody's on Facebook and into this Hellcat world, you guys do take care of a lot of groups, and with that comes a lot of headaches, a lot of bullshit, a lot of drama. I've see stuff going on, but there's a lot of keyboard warrior type people, and I think if these folks just got out to the track or got out to an event, to a show, and met the people, they would just fall away to me. I don't know. I just think everybody's amazing, right? So instead of being behind the screen, just get out there, meet the people.
That's how it is.
You know, get out. Even like at car shows, a lot of people gather, you know, go for coffee and stuff like that, and the friendships that develop. You know, I've actually got. Here's a good one. Is that Josh from
That's right.
HHP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was him. So
Yeah,
let's.
that picture's
Orlando, right?
back there on the wall.
Oh, is it? Yeah, Jerome's. We were admiring his wall there earlier. It's pretty cool.
So, Jerome, how did the list start in the first place?
So
Why did you start it?
it's kind of cool because Tara kind of hit on that. So with the Hellcat craze came, Dodge really pushed the track. So the Hellcat came with a ET of 10.8, I believe, was the factory set ET.
Hi,
Josh.
Josh.
Hey, there's Josh.
Yeah. And we really didn't know how to go about it. But it actually started, there's another group with like 20,000 people now, the SRT Hellcat Demon group.
Oh,
And that's kind of where we started with, hey, so we got stock guys back then. We got people like Wild Bill, Josh
Top Cat.
is Top Cat, but the original Top Cat, I don't know if everybody knows or not, but
We do, but
okay. Well, I used to talk with John on Hellcat.org, and that guy's full of enthusiasm, pushing the limits. But soon enough, we have 25 guys that are talking every few days. Well, basically, I'm kind of lying. Every time we were on lunch breaks from work, we're in there, you know, responding. Because everybody it kind of went crazy. But there was only, let me think, 2,400 or something like that made in 2015, if I'm right. That's how I got an M6, because I couldn't get an automatic. But anyways, and then 16,000 Hellcats were produced in 2016, something like that. So, you know, it blew up. Anyways, but Terry hit on a good point, inspire people to go to the track. And it wasn't, it was Tara going to the track by herself, Tina, me, we didn't have 5 people. Oh, let's go to the track tonight. We were doing it by ourselves, and then we were all putting our data together.
There's Bill.
there's
Right.
Bill.
Well, Wild Bill, how you doing tonight, buddy? And then it just grew from there. And then we figured out early on, these are 4,500 plus pound cars. So we didn't fit anywhere. So we really stuck together as far as, hey, what worked tonight? Tire pressures.
Yeah.
Summit was a huge leader in tire testing. So there might be 20 of us, and each of us were good at testing something different.
That's awesome.
And then we would get together, and then of course that other site got so big, we wanted to get back to our roots of racing. This is what you can run. So Tara, you can get on and say, I want to be a 9.8 car. Well, you can get on the race site now, and we can tell you exactly what you need to run that 9.8, basically. But it wasn't that easy in the beginning. But
Right.
kind of, you guys are pillars of the community, and we're that's our way of trying to give back, help the next person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because you know how it's tough when you have all the enthusiasm in the world, but you don't know how to utilize it to get the information. Right. But today you can talk to somebody and they're going to lead you our way or your way. All
That's
of us
so
help
true.
get the word out.
Yeah, there's a lot of information out there now, right? So
yeah, there is. But one thing I noticed when I was new and getting into it, I could ask anybody in that community per se anything. Like they're always willing. You know, you guys, for example, or anybody else, always willing to help, give advice, what not to do. Yeah, I mean, and for, people that have no idea and want to get into it, you know, build these friendships, get out and meet these people, and they'll guide you in the right direction for sure. Like you said, Sumit, they don't always like to give out secrets, but they could definitely, give you some good advice.
That's how it goes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
look at the top 10 list, right? It has
Right.
gotten so competitive. No one wants to give their secrets right now.
Right.
It's not like there's too much secret, but still,
Yeah.
everyone hides something. It's a dereliction.
sure.
That's what I call. I mean, like Jerome's never gonna tell us how he ran 995 either. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Not
And you're
all of it.
not all of it. No.
You
so
remember
what-
Summit? Was it Team
Oops.
Hellcat, wasn't it? Terry, you're kind of in the original.
No, I love this question.
Yeah, she's kind of in the original area that
Funny.
began the Hellcat craze at the track.
Oh,
with Paul.
yeah, Paul. We're
Yeah.
gonna have Paul on at some point too. We're gonna talk about
Summit, me, Gaddy, Linda, John.
I met Linda.
oh, you met Linda?
I met Linda when she was in Virginia. Yeah, it was awesome.
But there was
Yeah,
probably 20 or so people that started Team Hellcat. That Paul runs, George's.
That's right.
Right.
I think my Chris as well. It was.
I think
somebody that
Otto was there
involved.
too, right? That was his name, Otto. I forgot his last name.
Otto.
Otto, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, what is
Yes.
his last name? I forgot his last name.
Toxler or something like that.
Yeah.
TXLER, something like that.
Yeah.
Man, you're bringing back some good memories.
Yeah.
haven't
Well,
thought
that's
about that in
good.
a
That's
while.
what they're all about, right?
Yeah.
So what's this extreme Hellcat Demon Red Eye Super Stock list? That's a mouthful. What's that all about?
Okay, so Extreme does not meet the Street Factory requirements, and just above this line is the street requirements. And I don't remember them offhand, but so one of them is a supercharger. So Leon's turbo, he wouldn't be on that list, and he's not OEM electronics or have AC or heat. And this is kind of where they fall. Oh, OEM transmission, so an HP 90. So if you look on here, a lot of these guys, so like for instance, Leah had a twin turbo on this build, so she don't have a supercharger, so she's extreme. Herman has a TH400 trans, so that's not an HP 90, so that's why he's on extreme. But just where James is twin turbo, TH400 trans. So just kind of giving you the gist of basic. If you got major race parts, you don't qualify for the other list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But so this one's actually I'm really happy about this. I haven't got to see all of these cars in person, but the 696 and the 699 both happen in Houston, Texas at my favorite track in the world, the fastest track in the world, I think.
We gotta measure the track one day, Jerome.
Yeah.
What makes
Measure the track.
Summit says it's short, but
what makes it so
excuses.
great, Jerome? What makes it the best, do you think?
Okay, so like we were kind of talking the other night, just spatting about, hey, you need to come up here. And I was like, man, there's no way I'm going to Canada because I got Houston track. But for instance, Jim Slip, where he ran a 10:07.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the guy who had the record before him is actually here in Houston and ran a 10:09. And it's like a stock boost 93 pump gas record. People call them micro records, sub records. I don't post all of those, but I still keep up with them somewhat.
Right.
And they're still huge accomplishments. It's just something where Jim's don't want to beat Leon's record, so he could go after something else and still be challenging, fun.
Yeah.
And
people setting goals too,
Yeah.
Like,
and for what Jim and Brian down here were doing with that stock boost, it's a huge accomplishment. But anyways, I like to recognize that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's great.
so Jim ran a negative 1400 and something DA.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay.
when I ran mine, I was telling Terry, well, mine was a negative 1190 DA. But the first night I didn't get to run. I was helping too many people. We actually hit negative 1400 and something. So we get the same conditions Jim gets at that track at Houston. It's
Okay.
just, you're only going to do it in January, February.
Right. Certain times.
It's over with.
Give a quick rundown to the folks listening that aren't quite sure, what the DA is all about and how important that is at the track with your car.
Okay. So, there's multiple factors, but Houston primarily is great because it's low sea level. So basically, it's I think it starts at 19 above sea level at start line and actually goes to 17. So it's actually is downhill, but it's the most lean. It's within NHRA guidelines and meets the minimal criteria.
Okay.
And so, but it is technically would be a downhill track.
And shorter.
Okay.
No.
And shorter.
It's 1320. So sea level, the coast, and so when a cold front comes through, people get ice, snow. Well, since Houston is so far south, by the time it gets down here, most of the time we'll just get a rain out of it, and then we'll get a 20-mile-an-hour wind. But what's so magical, if it hits just right, the wind dies by the next morning, and it's what we call magical air.
Oh, okay.
That's where you'll be 50 to 60 degrees outside. Well, I should say more like 45 to 65. But we really need outside temp to be 48, so the track temp is 63 degrees, so we can hook while it's the cold air.
Right.
So I was looking.
Go ahead.
So I was looking, Jerome, and my 958 was at 1275 DA.
Above?
Yes, I don't have negative.
So Tina can actually go. Tina can gain 1 to probably 2/10 at Houston and negative 1400 DA roughly.
Yeah.
So you get at negative 500, you get a stipend, and then you got to wait all the way to about negative 12, and you'll catch some more.
Okay.
So, but
yeah, I was just looking at the time slip, 1275.
So you still got more room.
Oh yeah, she does.
But so this is what's cool. So they're modified. So for me and Tara, we're safe because we're making natural boost, natural power in negative DA. They make a lot more too, but they got to watch so they don't go too high, and then you run into problems.
Right.
Make too much boost for whatever your motor can handle.
Right.
So it could be a tuning nightmare if you come to Houston in January, or you're going to set a record.
Right. Yeah, you really need to. It has to be the right time. All the conditions basically really need to finding that sweet spot. Everything has to be in line, and I'm hoping I can get to that track while the weather is still semi-cool.
The other important, y'all know, is the driver mod. So you definitely aren't just going to show up at a track with perfect conditions and run. So you got to know what you're doing too.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah,
don't put it in reverse. Right, Sumit? Don't put it in reverse.
Don't put it in reverse.
Yeah. So going to a track that can radial prep for 4,500-pound vehicles to go as fast as we go is a whole nother world.
Yeah.
And we're pretty good at it when it's cold. Yeah. So, but there are other tracks too. But Austin, our track is closing, which is.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I act like a big tough guy, but I almost welted up and teared up when I found out
Yeah,
they're
I
closing.
believe it.
Yeah, I just
You don't want them to
man,
dwindle because
I just
there aren't any new
jeez.
ones being built.
But we're all passionate. We get emotional.
Yeah,
It's good for the human spirit, and you know, we all crave that.
it's our zen, right?
Yeah, especially
Every
you know what's going on in the world, the news. I go to the track with any of you guys. I ain't worried about that at all.
I know
So,
you're in a whole other place, you know.
right.
Absolutely.
You know, you forget everything. You just worry about
You
watching
do.
races. So
You're
you
on
race your
top of the
car.
world.
So yep,
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
it's like a stress-free environment,
Yeah. Yeah.
unless your car's having a problem.
Yeah. 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 And then it's not a good day, you know, but you've got so many good people surrounding you to lend a hand. You know, I witnessed that firsthand in Virginia, you know, guys stopping what they're doing to come over and help their neighbor. It's just amazing. So I've got the M6 list here. And
OG still
there's
there.
Wild Bill there at the top. And
That's
Chris Jacob,
crazy.
actually, he's Canadian.
Correct. Yeah. And, Bill, that Chris just got updated on there within the last year, I believe.
Yes.
And Chad has been just cutting away at that thing. He's a big Challenger Fest, lives in that part of the world. He wins lots of events, and he's been trying for a long time. And then Jacob just out of nowhere, bam, popped up on there. That was pretty cool. But of course, that was set from Bill. That was right. Bill ran. I'm pretty sure Bill ran that car. Was that in 2016? The last time that Bill
Yeah,
ran like that?
I think he ran in the St. Louis too. He was in St. Louis event, if I remember correctly. He had a
No,
big.
look at the list. 964. That was
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
early.
was in St. Louis track, if I remember that correctly. He was
Yeah,
there at the time.
yeah. And so, as far as this goes, um, I I think the guys can have mods and everything. So you basically, there's, I don't know if any of these guys would have the stock clutch. That was the first thing that went on these cars
Yeah.
immediately. And
Yeah.
Dodge, it was kind of sad because you know some of us had max care plans for 8 years, and we're like, okay, we could tear this up. And I remember my advisor saying, Dodge said you get one clutch. And I
Yeah.
said, what?
I know.
I actually got two. Don't tell Dodge, but anyways, I was happy.
I know many people will. My Chris included. I think he switched out. He had a Bad Boys clutch.
Oh yeah, Tommy Gomez, in California.
Because they just kept, you know,
Tommy,
and that's why I
Tommy
didn't go
Gomez,
with
yeah.
manual with the Hellcat. Like I had a manual RT because at the track they weren't that great, so I went with automatic. But yeah, they're not great at the track.
No, by no means. And you know what was bad was so we all have buddies. Here we go. What is
Oh,
this?
there's John. Hey,
John.
John.
He was on his stock clutch, he said, when he did
Oh
his.
wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, but Simple's been trying to show us all up for a long time. The guy's talented.
Simple does show us up.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to try.
yeah.
I had the pleasure of meeting him in Virginia. Him and Jessica, like incredible people. Just the nicest people in the whole wide world.
Roots, down to earth people.
Yes.
And I will tell you, so a lot of people, I know we're getting off track, but a lot of people have done really well on this platform, aftermarket parts. Wow.
Right.
But you cheer for a guy like John and his wife now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Love her.
And I bet you that's the same good guy in 20 years from now. If he's a multi-millionaire, he's going to be the same guy.
Don't forget us, John.
2 years ago. Yeah. When you get famous, I think he's almost there, though.
He's already famous.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Extremely smart guy. Highly intelligent. Developed some actual huge parts for us.
Oh,
Hey,
Tim's
Uh-oh.
there's Tim.
There's Tim, Jerome.
We're gonna have
Hi,
Tim
Tim.
on at some point too. With Tim Barth has agreed to come on along with John, and Tim will be joining us on another show down the road.
Man.
Yeah, I was absolutely thrilled.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Holmberg. So people have different connections wherever they go, but I got hooked up with Holmberg. I guess 4 years ago with his Demons. He had a beautiful FA Demon. But anyways, you know how you just click with certain people, and
yeah.
I may not see the guy 1 year at a time, but when I see him, I don't know how y'all are, but the people I like, I got to give them a hug because
Oh yeah, very huggy.
to see them. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Hugs
if
are
I'm not
important.
giving you a hug, something's wrong with you. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'll remember that.
I get excited to be around my people and my
Me
race
too.
family.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
Jerome
I
likes to take pictures when he's hugging.
Yeah.
Trackhawk. So Trackhawk's got its own list here.
Oh man, this thing, these guys have just stepped up their game. And so Tyler was from Summit. Where was he from? I believe Washington, the state of Washington.
Yeah.
So this guy has had, a lot of people touch his car and get him in the right direction. And of course, I come in on the back burner, of course, because Z tunes our car, the yellow car, Richards. And I know he tunes Tyler's Trackhawk. But there was a huge, so you had Gearhead Fab was down. Matthew was running one night. That's a twin turbo Trackhawk. And he was running 900 something or like 901s. And they kept breaking a half shaft. This is what's cool about all of this. So we're talking, days, people breaking records. So nobody had been in the eights is what I'm getting at. Sorry, I get ahead of myself. But this was pretty exciting race in the last, 5 months or so, maybe 6. Anyways, and then Tyler comes out of nowhere and just shatters it, skips the 8.9s, goes to 889. I think, 889.
Wow. That's amazing.
But these things are upwards of 5,500. I believe. Well, no, wait. The Durango's 55, right?
The Durango's
right.
57.
57. Okay, so they're less than that. But and these guys do. This thing's highly modified. Built engines, nitrous system, built transmissions, that kind of stuff. What's funny in Tyler's car, if I remember correctly, he was at Houston. He still uses the OEM drive shaft, and it broke on him. So, but yeah, I couldn't believe that's how strong those Trackhawk drive shafts are. But it might be different now. Now, this was Glenn's list, and of course, Glenn sold his, but he actually started Team Trackhawk list. And I knew that he had sold his. He's got a Tesla now, right, Summit?
That's right.
Yeah. So I just reached out to him one night. Hey, can I incorporate this since it's along our lines? Got the Hellcat motor, IH blowers. They, they fit in our group, and so we could kind of continue what Glenn had already started. But there's actually 4 of these guys that we're probably going to have 3 more in the 8s, I would say, pretty soon in the next 12 months. But that's pretty remarkable what they can do with those things.
Yeah.
But Tyler's a pretty good guy. That's funny. I know you talk about drama. There's it's always some kind of drama, but it's funny. Something just happened with that guy, and people were trying to take credit on it that really shouldn't have been trying to take credit. So it creates a lot of controversy, like Summit was hitting on. But originally, we're not trying to out tuners or shop builders. This was mainly for what can Summit do with his car and how fast can he make it. And we wanted to recognize that.
Yeah.
and if you see a lot of my posts I make personally, it doesn't. It's not to offend anybody. But I just make it about the car and the person driving the car.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
there's plenty of, you got multiple platforms where you can brag on who built your motor, who built the nitrous system, where'd you buy it. You know, we see that every day, and we kind of just wanted to, you know, focus on the guy driving and what he can do with his car.
That's right. Yeah, and that's how people, you know, they set goals and know what they maybe need to do to improve if that's the route they want to go, or, you know, and just that you've seen this for so long, all these cars and people evolve with these is just incredible.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many slips you actually have.
Like total of everybody?
Thousands.
Yeah, there's like 38 and some change last time I looked.
That's
3,800.
crazy.
So.
Now
How many
this
you got
is
from me yesterday?
What's that?
How many you got from me yesterday?
1, 2. Two.
You missed 3 then.
I didn't miss them. You didn't send them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't miss a slip. If y'all send it, I'll get. Actually, that's kind of funny. I just put my foot in my mouth. I actually missed one of Tina's, and whoa, screwed that up, didn't I?
Well,
I don't know.
so that's the rule too. If you want to get on any of these lists, you have to submit a legit time slip to either one of you, to Sumit or to yourself, Jerome.
Right.
And then you guys take care of it from there. And now this is one of my favorites, because guess who's on this one?
Oh yeah.
And Billy Weber, which I had the pleasure of meeting too in Virginia. He parked right next to us.
He's a super good guy.
He was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I haven't met Billy.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
He and Scott started talking a lot over the Durangos, but he's a really good guy.
I like his enthusiasm. The guys bought like 3 different cars and got them moving.
Right? Yeah, he has the TRX record,
Yep.
the Durango.
And now he got red eye.
Yeah, he had red eye. Is he on the list with the red eye? I'm not sure. I don't know.
This was actually really fun. We were kind of talking about the Trackhawk. This was really fun competition going on here too. And I can't remember, did they beat you by like 1 day or a few hours to the 9s?
it was a day. She had it for 24 hours.
1 day or something.
No, I had the 9s first, and then they had it the next day. They got
That's what it was. Yeah. But you were first to the 9s, so
right.
So, that's kind of like putting a badge on your, like a trophy on the shelf, you know, that you can, people remember that kind of stuff. Who was first to what? And so,
yeah, it is
that's
super
a cool
cool
accomplishment for Tina and Scott, because that's a big.
So when you plan to spray now?
She won't be.
Everybody asks me that all the time, including Billy. Billy was at the last event that we were at, and I got my 958. He's like, Tina, put the nitrous on it. You'll go faster than my time. I'm like, no, I'm not doing nitrous.
It took me 5 years.
Huh?
It took me 5 years to run a nitrous on my car.
Yeah.
To get comfortable with it, you mean?
Yeah,
sure
Josh used
Scott-
to call me, he's still virgin. That's what he used to call me. He's like, I had
Hey,
to put
Scott,
nitrous.
do we have everything we need to put nitrous on the Durango?
I put a nitrous on my
Yeah,
car
we already
in
have it.
2019.
We have it if I want to put it on
First
there.
time last year.
Right on. The other thing that's cool too, I see Jen's name on this list. Jen's there, and my friend V that's in Las Vegas as well.
Yeah, aren't they some cool people? Man, there's some people I haven't met. Daniel and his
That's
wife.
V's
V.
husband, yes.
Yeah, and man, they've been active. Had modded Hellcats, a red eye, 2 super stocks now, and a Durango Hellcat.
Yeah. She's incredible. She's super, super nice.
Oh yeah, she's good on the. She actually like people coming up with emblems or signage for their cars. That kind of like aftermarket stuff.
Right.
She's a big preponderant with what is it, American Brothers, the
Oh,
Dodge
American
people that
Brother
make the emblems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
American Brothers Design, I think they're
So if you
called.
want something really cool done, you better talk to her. She can get it done.
That's where I think I got my oil catch can from. Yeah.
But,
Well,
they say Brian Carter, he bought a Durango too. So
that's right. I don't. How fast has it gone?
he doesn't want to tell you yet, but he said he's coming.
Nice. They're
I don't know how
becoming more
fast.
popular. Yeah. I saw a few at the track in Virginia, and they'd all kind of walk around and come over and ask Tina questions about hers, and yeah, it seems like more and more people are getting into the Durango world. And then we also have the TRX list.
Yeah, now this thing was huge. Who would have thought people would go crazy over drag racing trucks? Of course, in Texas, it's a big deal. We got 7-second trucks, on Friday night testing tune.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but I would have never. This thing was built to go through sand dunes and jump off the side of hills, not the drag strip.
Yeah, I've actually seen that. Yeah.
These things, I see them everywhere. Dodge made some money on these. They did a good job.
Yeah, there's quite a few on the list there.
Well, another thing that the TRX is significant for, if you see mesh tuned or DSM lights, those two guys were actually relatively really, really new to the platform. So I haven't got to meet either one of them, but of course, that's me. I automatically friend them, find out who they are, and start digging. Hey, where's your background? How you get these cars to move like this? Yada yada yada. But two good guys and having a lot of success for just, I would say, a year and a half to 2 years platform. But I guess is Mesh primarily with Billy?
Yes, and he's a really good guy too. We met him as well. Terry, you met him.
Is he tuning outside of the platform?
I think so. Yeah,
because they got to start somewhere else. And then
I don't know a lot about him, but I met him. He's a really nice guy.
Hey, Jerome, you put my name wrong on the list, man. You mistyped my last name. I'm gonna cut you 5 points over here.
I didn't change anything.
Scott said he started in GM, so Scott knows more. He talked to him a lot more.
GM, so,
okay.
Yeah. I haven't got to meet him yet, but I actually think that those guys visited with Tim too. But it's kind of cool to see how there's actually this place has exploded tuning wise and capabilities.
Yes.
So, man, I would say the first 2 to 3 years was burning up transmissions. People blew motors with E85 pump gas like crazy. I actually used to have a list of the bad stuff. And I did end that because it caused a lot of controversy. And I deleted because it used to have the tuners on it, who blew up how many motors. And we got rid of that pretty quick because it really wasn't productive.
Yeah, I can see why.
But
that's not a happy list.
We were,
but you cannot blame the tuners too, right, for putting a bad E85 in their car either. A lot of people don't test E85.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was going to say. They blame the shops, but they go and get on Facebook and decide to change things because somebody on Facebook said something, and they don't listen to their shop. They don't listen to their tuner, and they blew up their shit, and then they blame the tuner and the shop when it's just
lazy ass
their fault.
Tested at the pump is basically what it boiled down to.
Right.
Yeah.
So we ended that and publishing that type of stuff quickly. We didn't think it was fair to everybody.
Jerome.
Jerome gives the best hugs.
So Laurel's got a real special place. I know it's Tim's wife and everything, but she caught my record pass video for me.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So we're connected for life. But those people, there's just certain people you meet in life, and if you didn't see them for 5 years, it don't matter. And you're lucky to find those type of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at Sumit, man. He's like my best friend. These guys
Hey, don't
Who'd
say
have
it over
thought-
here.
Who would have thought this guy would, like me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's all part of it too. And as much as some of the shit talking that goes on, the one thing
Billy
everybody has.
joined us.
Oh, hey, Billy.
Hi, Billy. We've only been talking about you for the whole night.
Yeah,
That's how you
right.
showed up.
The whole night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Made
he's
his
everywhere.
presence felt on the list for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I just encourage people to get out and go to these events, talk with the enthusiasts, and just get out and meet the people. They're most amazing people, really, in the world, to me, anyways.
Look
a
at
little
me. I'm the
crazy about-
outsider.
Yeah, outsider. Yeah. No. No.
Oh shit.
But I mean, and we've actually gone over our time a little bit, so that's
Oh, have we?
cool.
I
Yeah.
told you, right? Jerome's here.
Yeah,
This is never gonna
that's
end.
cool.
Hey, they
Well-
said they want to talk about the list. I don't know if we got a lot of lists talking, Doug, but
Yeah, well, actually,
Yeah,
we pretty much went through
okay, good.
went through
good,
all the
good.
lists. Yeah, and
See, it's not even a job when you're friends,
Right.
this is it. Yeah, no, absolutely, just wonderful people.
But
Everybody's
thanks for
willing.
having us on.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks.
for coming on the show. Super happy to just even talk to you guys and not over the keyboard.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And
So
next
it's
time
great
we're
to
gonna put a time limit on Jerome. 30 minutes max.
Yeah.
Actually, I can mute him anytime. So
We can put him in the back room.
yeah, we can put
We'll
him in the
remove
back
him
room.
from it.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it was
kind of
really
funny.
fun.
We
No, it was
actually
fun.
get to visit on here, but
Right.
at the track, you don't get to visit as
No.
much as you would like because we're all really busy.
That's the thing. You really
And,
don't.
That's
so
what I
this
told
is-
Tara in Virginia. I said, go talk to people. You can't stay with me the whole time.
But I
can't
did.
go talk to people.
I
Go
know.
talk to
Correct.
people.
Right.
But I wanted
Yeah.
to be a part of it, right? And then I ended up helping with the parachute and stuff at one point, and I was helping put ice in, and just I mean, and there's so much involved. Like people don't realize how you don't
She's
have
already learning
time
how
to
to put a
visit.
parachute.
I only just quickly did the fold up and laid it in the trunk, and then later somebody did it properly. But even to do that, I was super pumped.
I
about
had
it.
to learn how to do the parachute. And
Yeah,
if you
Tina
want to know
can do it.
stressful, if you want to
Wasn't
know
it
what
a pain in the
stressful is,
ass,
it's
Tina?
not the ice tank that's stressful. It's Gary Reedy. I
Correct.
hope he's still on here. Is when we're trying to hurry up and pack the chute in between runs because they were basically hot lapping at the end.
Yeah.
So Scott would pull into the lanes and we're trying to hurry up and pack a chute and make sure it works so he doesn't,
Yeah.
kill us when it doesn't
Right.
come out. When he pulls it.
Yeah, you don't
That's
want that to happen.
stressful. Way more stressful than an ice tank.
Yeah.
Getting to finally line up's the easy part, right?
Right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, thanks guys
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
for joining us. You're welcome to come back.
And
And
sorry,
inviting
everybody who made comments that I couldn't put up. We were talking too much to put up everybody's comments.
Yeah,
but
and
hi, everybody.
I had a few issues with my laptop.
Yeah.
Shit, all of a sudden it was frozen. I hope that doesn't happen yet. But anyways,
Yeah.
we recovered.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Thanks,
But yeah, thank you guys, and
Yeah.
we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
And
Thank
have a good
you.
night.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye.
Well, Tina, we got another show down. So we are
Right.
back May 19th, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got a real life show, but I won't get into it. But just join us, May 19th, and we'll see everybody then.
Bye.
Thanks again. Good night, everybody. Whoops.